We did it. I'm going to mute it to make sure.
Well, okay. I'm not, it's not, I don't, there it is. Yeah, I'm mute. There finally, yeah, there was delay coming up, and I will mute it right away. It's already muted.
I wonder if it automatically does that. Okay. Look at us.
Well, I'm not going to watch the YouTube because I'm going to watch the StreamYard because it doesn't confuse me as much. Here we are. Come on in. Hi,
Here we
Bree.
are. Yes, there is Bree, and it says we've got 3 viewers, so I don't know
Talk to me, Bree.
who that is, but welcome.
And Penny.
Yay! Oh, and I need
Penny.
to.
There we are.
All right, Bree, I am gonna make you a mod. There we go.
Who are you making a mod? Me?
No.
No.
Yes.
Make Bree a mod.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
There's Penny. Good morning,
And
Penny.
Penny
Look
too.
at. Yeah.
I'm so thankful.
She
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to wear hers.
She convinced me I had
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Well, just for
Buzz
a little
buzz.
while. I know that's fun. Oh, Penny, I have a pair to send to you too. All the admin have them.
Do we need to take some away? I'm sorry, we're live, so
I'm
I
not
better
doing
behave
that.
myself. I need to
No, you
behave
don't have to
myself.
behave yourself. This is YouTube.
Oh,
Okay. Nobody
you can
has any questions.
say
So do your
anything you
thing,
want.
Meg.
Okay, I'm gonna do my thing. This was so
All right.
well thought out.
It's just a so oh, be sure you're in live chat instead of top chat so we see all the comments.
These Penny. DeLaine shared them with all the admins, and now we need to take one away. I could just make one ding. Okay, sorry. I was also going to put on my glasses. I feel a little more intelligent when I have my glasses on. You
Well,
guys
I
should
can't
see my
stay with that
glasses.
mindset. Look, I even did my hair for y'all. It's not in
I'm
a
so proud of
ponytail.
yourself.
Oh,
I
look
did
at
not do my hair.
you.
I know. See, doesn't it just like make
Miss
me look intelligent?
Miss
Something.
Smarty Pants over.
Smarty pants.
Oh, I went away for a minute.
Oh no, don't go away.
All right. Bree and Penny, ask us anything. First off,
No,
can I
wait.
ask? Okay. We won't take.
Yeah, we're not taking. Oh, did I? No, we're not taking questions yet. So, hello. So, this is totally our practice. Like, we're just trying to figure it out, or I'm trying to figure it out. And DeLaine is kindly offered to. It's not like I don't know YouTube,
Be
but
the guinea pig.
learning StreamYard is um when
Oh,
I'm in charge, it's different. So, okay, well, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is
we did.
Meg. Hi. What? What?
Oh, I was just going to tell Penny and Bree, since they're the only ones in here. We are watching it automatically. Anyway, we're watching this on StreamYard instead of YouTube, and so we don't have to see the lag in the video. So we learned something this morning accidentally.
Accidentally.
So go
Accidentally
ahead,
on
Meg.
purpose.
Go ahead,
Okay.
do your thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So,
Accidentally. Well, you were on
yeah.
purpose. I'm never on purpose.
Hi. Let's try this again. Hi, my name is Meg. I am a reseller on many platforms, and I've been selling live and online since I was 18. So, um, I feel like I've got a few years of experience under my belt. Learning some new platforms as I go, learning some new ways to post on those platforms. And so DeLaine and I thought today that we would come on and talk a little bit about our experiences with those different platforms. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 platforms. We're gonna briefly touch on some of them. We know quite a bit more about. Um, just a few, Kathy. So yes. And thank you for joining us this morning, Kathy. It is we're a hot mess as always, but here we are. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to DeLaine. Nope, this direction, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself.
Okay.
Hit it.
A couple of you already know me. My name is DeLaine. I live in Georgia. Meg's in Iowa. We have connected in a very strong way. I adopted her and Andy as my whatnot children. I even sent them papers. I have been reselling for probably 20 years on and off a little bit on eBay. I can actually sell the platforms. This is what's so cool. But not seriously until the last 3 years. We're in the construction business, so anytime we needed money, I would find something in the house and put it on eBay. Now I am seriously sourcing and selling on eBay and whatnot, and Charish and Niknax and Vamp. Is that all of them? I think so. That's enough. And I have been approved to be a live seller on Niknax, which I'm really excited about. So that's me.
Yeah. Works. I'm excited to be here. I really want to grow my YouTube channel, and so we're just exploring some different ways. And one way is on Thursday mornings. I would come on either by myself or with a co-host or more, and talk about some.
Oh, I'll always be here. I can always be here.
You can always.
I can be your permanent co-host, and then you can add 2 or 3 others.
Oh yes, that is very true. It's good to have like a panel, and some different opinions and ideas. It's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay, so DeLaine and I actually met through Whatnot, and I feel like that might be the one I kind of know the best right now. I'm just looking down at my list. I have a list. And so I thought maybe we could talk about Whatnot first. Oh,
sure.
An echo. Why is there an echo? Make sure there's no volume coming. Okay.
An echo?
Yeah, I hear an echo. No, I'm
pushing buttons, so I'm probably doing something wrong.
Quit pushing buttons. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Whatnot for a minute, and then we'll let DeLaine fill in the gaps because I'm sure I will leave some. So Whatnot basically is it's a live auction platform. So you can sell pretty much anything in any category. They've even opened it up to like homemade like jams, jellies, things that maybe you wouldn't find on some of the other platforms that we're going to talk about. So it's a really wide genre, or whatever the word is. I sell primarily in vintage decor, as does DeLaine. I actually started out in the estate sales and storage units, but I'm really glad they opened up the categories. They've really, I've been on there for 1.5 years now, and they've really opened it up so that That helps tremendously. Kathy, I'm using my computer camera, which gives me the nice wide screen as opposed to my phone camera, which does not. Okay, so my experience on Whatnot has been pretty good. I was started back in July of 2022. Has it That's incredible. I've been on there for a year and a half. Um and it's actually pretty good. They've opened it up to where there's now a marketplace, which is very similar to selling on eBay or any of the other platforms we're going to talk about. You list your pictures, um, your price, a description, etc. The one thing about Whatnot is you do have to be accepted to sell on there. So is it me that's echoing? I have no other tabs that are showing. I don't know. Um, you need to get closer. What, Kathy? You don't want to see all the beautiful things behind me? Okay, now it's really echoing. Why? Okay. Um, sorry, I get distracted very easily with comments. Okay, so that's probably I think the biggest difference in a lot of the platforms we're going to talk about, except for districts at the very end, is that you do have to be accepted as a seller. There's a little vetting process that they go through before you can join and start selling. Okay,
My
DeLaine,
turn.
your turn.
Okay. What not first? I've had in I think my first show was February around the first year, and I think it was. I know my first train. They wasn't a swarm yet. My first train with Meg was the Mother's Day train last year,
The Mother's Day
and I
one.
think that's how we connected. I don't know. Yeah, the Mother's Day one. And so I've been on since February, and started out really good. It has slowed down to what the is going on? I mean, Meg, last night you had it was me and you and Andy at one point, and I don't think you've ever had that happen.
So I went and looked at um the home screen of Whatnot, and Crazy Lamp Lady was on. And she had 668
Yes,
people
she
in her
was.
live stream. So I think when she got off, that's when my numbers went up. So that's the really nice thing about Whatnot is that they've created a platform where people can. I'm sorry, I took it back over. They can, we call it swarm,
Oh,
but
it's
you
okay.
can raid into a show. So if when you're done with your show, you raid into another person, and all of the people watching you will go into their show. And I heard the person she rated last night only had 3 things for sale. So
She didn't vet her. That's crazy.
that's what
We need to
Shelly told
send
me.
Jocelyn a message.
Yes, the
Um,
Burner Brothers were
we need
on.
to send Jocelyn a message and say you. But we need to send Jocelyn a message since you and I. We'll get to this later. You and I are that she needs to rate her live.
Yes, the people that are
That's
gonna
my
go live
call.
on Niknax, I think she needs to connect with those people. Yeah, I noticed that there were a couple big sellers on, and you know what? I just always do Wednesday night, so I didn't go and look. So that's I maybe on me, but I kind of want to stick to my normal times as well. I think that's a big thing about selling on Whatnot is being consistent. Are you raising your hand?
No, I'm scratching my eye. Me? Yeah, this
I
is a hot
want to
mess.
speak.
Yeah, and all right, let's talk knickknacks. Y'all ask. I mean, let's talk Whatnot. I was watching Green 13. Jeremy, if any of y'all are familiar with Green 13, Jeremy does a impromptu chat show on Sunday mornings. And you never know when he's going to pop on, and he asks all kind of questions, and he is very analytical. And of course, their business is totally different than Kathy. What is your Whatnot name? I'm so bad with names. Um, he last Sunday he was talking about a marketing principle where you know how in a town all the fast food will be on one street, all the car dealerships will be on one street, and I don't remember what the name of that is. He was saying he was going to try, and like, he's not a big seller, he is a big seller. Green 13 is a huge
He's
seller.
huge.
To go on, the principle should follow on Whatnot that if you're on the same time as a big seller, you should get some of their walk-ins. Does that make sense? But it doesn't
Hmm.
seem to be working for you, Meg, with
What's your
Crazy
competition like?
Lamp Lady.
People are so focused
Yeah, but
on
he's saying
her and her name.
that if you he was challenging people to you're not on Whatnot. Okay. He was challenging people to skip shows when big sellers are on, if you can get any of the people that go in and go out of their shows when they don't find anything. What do y'all think about that?
Are they watching
You bought
somebody
car
like her or a bigger
parts. Yeah,
seller
they were
to
in the garage
see?
doing things.
Yeah, they had cool. I popped into their show briefly.
I commented to Jeremy, you can't test that theory because you are a big seller, but it's like the idea of if you're live, Meg, when Crazy Lamp Lady is live, that some people that are in her show might drift over to your show also.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if there was a row of antique shops, we would go into each one and see what
Right,
was there. Yeah.
right, exactly. So I don't know if you think that's a good plan or not. Just I would go ahead and keep doing your um,
Yeah.
Wednesday night shows, and if she happens to be on, she happens to be on. That's the way
I
it
feel like
is.
I just need to keep plugging away at it and eventually I will get there.
Right. So think the three sellers on Whatnot, the four sellers who are in here right now. We all know all the problems that we're having because we communicate a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but I haven't even been on a year. I'm trying all kinds of different things, and I'll let y'all know what works and what doesn't work. I encourage everybody, all the sellers on Whatnot, particularly all our little ask for what it's worth, particularly if you when you get on other platforms. But on what we need to start asking for what it's worth and
Oh,
not make it the
the cost of the
Walmart
item.
yard sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
We're not a
don't
clearinghouse.
let's try to get away from what not being the yard sale of the platforms. And then what I'm doing is like today, I just gathered a bunch of stuff I'm sick to death of looking at, rounded numbers up or down by a dollar or two. So everything's an even number. And then when I have my 50% off sale this afternoon, if retailers want to come in and I have it listed for $10, I'll run it for 5. And it's really a clearance sale.
So you're
I've done
not
this
really
once
offering them the
before, and
50%
even
off
that didn't
coupon.
bring a lot of
Sorry. Are
what
you're not offering a 50% off coupon. You're just running it for 50% off.
because a 50% off coupon would only be for one item.
Oh, okay.
So
I understand the
all
difference.
my I said all items will be run when they're run will be run at 50% off the starting bid, and you can make me a offer on the buy it now for up to 50% off, and I'll accept it.
Okay. Yeah. Kathy, I think that's a really good point about the big sellers is there's so much competition and that stuff for the most part is going to go higher than retail. Um right, and keeping up with chats on some of that stuff, it's yeah, that's one thing about Whatnot too. Now they've added something where you can slow down the chat on Whatnot, which is super nice, very helpful. But I also think one reason to follow and join YouTube's where there's a smaller group of people, you're gonna get to know those people. Are you're just making those connections. Yeah, Penny, we'll have to discuss that later. Because I'm not really sure. And I now have another obligation on Saturday with opening the store. Okay, DeLaine must have scooted out for a second. I'm sure she'll be back. Okay, so I don't know. I think we're kind of done talking about Whatnot. Um, did she come back? There you are.
I'm back
You're
on
back.
call. Yeah. I had husband's there. Yep. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Whatnot except the possibility of I'm trying out percentage off coupons. So I'll let
Yeah,
y'all
they've
know.
added a lot of nice little extras as they've gone along, and it's a new platform. People will still be finding out about it for years to come if they can hold on, which I think they will. Um, yeah. Penny, I'm gonna start selling at Remnants again. The owner asked if I wanted to partner up with her.
And the other
Um,
thing is that
so
yesterday there was so you're not doing Saturday. Oh yeah. Okay. Go Meg. I'm trying to multitask, so y'all forgive me. I'm running a construction business.
you could deal with Dawn if you need to. That's fine. Okay, the next one I thought I would talk about is
I'm
Etsy.
just
Go ahead.
okay. Etsy's all yours and everybody else's. I don't do Etsy, so go for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be really brief. I'm going to talk about my knowledge with it. And I've actually had some sort of an Etsy shop since 2006. I've had four different stores, I think, at least, solely selling a variety of items. And that's another great thing about Etsy is that they have, um, it used to be strictly handmade items, and now they have really broadened there and it allowed vintage, but they also allow you to sell supplies. Those are probably the three top areas that people sell in. DeLaine, do you see that? Your feed is delayed. I don't know if you like go out and come back in or
Oh, it's because I'm I'm yeah, I'm ordering some touch-up paint for cabinets at the same time. So you just keep talking.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be right back. I just hit
Okay.
pay.
Okay.
Okay.
I like Etsy for a variety of reasons. I think the eyes on your items, it's kind of like eBay. It's people really know about Etsy. They've done a really good job of promoting their platform. But I think a lot of the markets have become really saturated, and it in that respect, it's really hard to get your eyes or people's eyes on your products. The last store I opened is a handmade and vintage store. I won't do a ton of vintage in there, but I might do a little. Um, so it's my handmade. I don't even have anything in front of me. I can show you. Yeah, I have nothing sitting beside me, which is crazy because it's all over my house. But yeah, so Etsy, if you're familiar with that, you can now sell vintage on there. And try it out. It's the fees are a little higher and it does cost you 20 cents per item to list on there. Plus they take selling fees and everything. What I really like about the pretty much every single platform we're talking about is that labels are generated for you. And that's just like a personal thing for me. I don't really want to chase down buyers. I'll do it if I have to. But I really like that aspect of things that you enter in your weight, they put in their shipping address, and boom, it's done. You print out your label and ship it off. I really like that. So Etsy obviously has that capability. Money is managed for you. I think it's swell that Whatnot, Etsy, Poshmart, eBay. I think all of the ones we're going to talk about do that for you. Now, I have also started listing on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know a lot about that. Those of you who are watching, please put any of your opinions about. Do you have an opinion about Whatnot? Do you have an opinion about Etsy? Put it in the chat because these are just our opinions.
I haven't about Etsy, I don't have any opinion. Because I don't sell on Etsy.
Yeah, I think it's a little higher
without
because
Etsy and Poshmark and Mecari. So
yeah, but then you're going to take care of Charish because I have no idea on Charish. Anyway, those are some of the ones that we're going to talk about coming up.
oh yeah, yeah, I do Charish. Haven't sold anything on it yet. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm not paying a whole lot of attention.
No, you go do what you
down.
need to do. I'm going to go on to Poshmart.
You just keep talking. You just do yes.
Yeah, and then that's when you don't sell on either. So
exactly.
Bree, do you do well? I didn't actually put Facebook Marketplace on my list. I forgot about it. Do you feel like that is profitable? Do you like Facebook Marketplace? I'm only doing it because List Perfectly, I signed up to do that and it automatically does it for me. So that's why I started on putting stuff on Marketplace. I didn't have to, but I thought, what the heck? More eyes on my stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Poshmart. It's another area that I am just getting into. I've had a Poshmart closet, I do believe it's called, for a really long time, and it's just sitting there. I've done nothing with it. But I should preface saying the buts here. But because I signed up with List Perfectly a while ago, I am taking advantage of the platforms that you can cross post to, because I feel like I might as well. You know what? I already have spaces on there, and if it sells on that platform, then that's great. Then I don't have to worry about it somewhere else. So yeah. Bree, what is eBay your biggest seller? I would say eBay is I sold 4 things yesterday, which I that's crazy to me that I sold that many. Actually, I know some people do that all the time, but that's very unusual for me. Anyway, Poshmart. So, I have a friend who does well on Poshmart, and so I'm just learning it. It's pretty easy though. Um, you know, they need the same information that everybody else needs. Your pictures, your title, your weight, a description. So that's good. That so many of these platforms, they basically want the same thing. I really like that. Poshmart makes it super easy to share your listings and to gain followers, with just a couple clicks of a button. And I can go into that a little further sometime once I understand it. Like, I literally learned a few things last night. So, but Poshmart's super easy. And one thing that I haven't really touched on much is the fees involved. Everybody's going to take fees out of your selling cost. Some platforms will take it out of your shipping as well, which I think is kind of crap. Um, but there's going to be fees involved no matter what platform you sell on. Even if you do sell on, um, the only way you're not going to have fees is Facebook Marketplace and someone's handing you cash. That's the only truly free way to sell stuff. um, yeah, Bree, eBay is definitely doing really good for us, or me right now. I would say so. Whatnot is next. I've only sold one thing on Niknax. So I've got a lot listed, listing more daily. Um, how many of you sold? Well, we can talk about Vamp in a little bit because it's coming up. I don't do Vamp, but DeLaine does. Who is back? Let me add her back. Are you ready to talk
I'm
again?
back. Picture's not there, but I'm back. There I am.
Yes.
Oh, moly. Why is it so hard to order $17 worth of chain? Okay. You did good, Meg. Keep
Oh,
on,
thank
keep
you.
on. What, and it didn't vamp. Okay. What are we talking about?
We are talking about, well, I just asked what Bree's biggest, where she sells the most. Okay, so we've talked about Whatnot, Etsy, and I'm pretty
Okay.
much done with Poshmark. I don't know a ton about it yet. I'm still really learning. Um, but it's easy. I would say Poshmart is a really good place, a very much a growing place to sell your vintage stuff. So I would do
That's
Poshmart.
the only one that you can, that's the only one you can, right now, I think, import into whatnot. It's
Oh, I didn't know.
Poshmark. Is that right?
I didn't think you could import anything into, but maybe you can. You're right. Ooh, I'm gonna check that out because that would speed things up a little bit, getting stuff onto my Whatnot marketplace. If I could do it from now, if District would
It's,
do that, that'd be awesome. Okay, so the next
oh,
thing actually on
please.
my list is eBay.
District is so new.
Yes, it's so new. They're
Okay.
working on it like everything else. I'm gonna let you talk about eBay.
Been on eBay, Meg.
I do, but I'm tired of talking. I've been on eBay for a long time.
Okay, you want me to? I've
Yeah.
been on eBay for 20 years. I got started out I started out many years ago thinking, oh, this would be fun. And so I exclusively sold vinyls, records, LPs, and books. And then that kind of went away. And then said over the years, I had all my china, all my silver, broke down all my gold and silver jewelry and sold it for scrap because we needed to eat. And 3 years ago, I decided, I don't know why. I think I stumbled across the Lamp Lady or the Niche Lady or someone on YouTube, and I thought, oh, that would be fun to do. So I started buying from thrift stores, and then I found an auction house, and it's all history from there. Before I got on Whatnot, I had close to 3,000 items on eBay.
I was going to ask.
And I have whittled that down to about 800. And I would like to stay around 500. I do have a store, the second level store, because it allows you to run sales and you get free boxes, or no, they're not free anymore. They've gone up, but you get $25 credit towards shipping items. And eBay is good as how much time you put into it.
And listing daily.
And constantly adding items.
Yeah.
Yes. When I started Whatnot, eBay went by the wayside, and I was just ending listings and then taking the same listings and selling similar, which started a new listing. But somehow the algorithm, and it's all about the algorithm in all these platforms, which I don't understand. But it's been on the uptake lately. I've been selling like about one item to maybe two a day lately, and they're higher price items. I started out on eBay with really higher prices, and now I'm going through and them not to a Whatnot price, but because they have the box on eBay, that's the SKU box, I can put in there. I used to have where it was. That doesn't work anymore. But how much I paid for it and what other platforms it's on. So when it sells, I can go to the other platforms and take it off those platforms. So eBay is my go-to, the first platform I list on everything.
Yeah, Bree, why?
I mean, we can talk about how we're handling.
Bree, I'm putting you up. eBay picked up after Christmas. It was not a great December on eBay. But basically Christmas was over and people started spending money. I was, except for the last couple of days, but then yesterday it picked back up. I was selling one a day, maybe two on eBay. It was very, very strange. Like no explanation.
eBay's a weird animal.
Yes.
No.
I agree.
So I have a question. I don't know if is Penny still in here?
Let's say yes.
Between both of us who's selling, what's the highest price item you've ever seen? Meg?
Are we talking just like in general?
Yeah, in general, what's the highest priced item you've sold on eBay?
I think 150. But I can't.
Bree, what about you?
Yeah.
Bree, what's your highest price? Oh God, Don's on the phone again, y'all. Chat amongst yourselves. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, let's keep talking eBay. I really like it. And Bree, I followed your suggestion of posting at least two or listing two new items a day. And I have gotten up to I was up to 209 and now I'm back down to 205. So my numbers probably in comparison are really low. I mean, I want to get up there and I have the inventory to make that happen with a huge variety of price points, which is fine. I think it's really on eBay and many of these platforms it is they want to see new stuff. Um I feel like that's like what keeps the algorithm fed, right? It's like feeding the monster. Um is with the new
It
listings.
is
Keep
feeding
throwing
the
them in the
monster.
monster's mouth. Bree, you had 180. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Penny
I've
does
had,
not
yeah,
do
I'm at the point,
sorry.
I'm at the point where I need to find some more higher end items because a lot of mine have sold on eBay. And I even
Good.
sold a high priced one out of how much was it? $100 something out of whatnot on the buy it now. So don't be afraid to put those high price items in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, don't please include your high priced items in the buy it now. People I don't think are gonna bid on them necessarily, but put them in your marketplace. Yeah, I feel like that's like a good suggestion. Um yeah, so eBay. Yeah, I think we would all probably agree that that's the best place to list stuff. Like if you just want to start out and do one platform, that's probably the best place to start. And like you said
Oh,
earlier,
with
Delaney,
watchers.
sometimes
Yay,
you just
Bree.
find stuff around your house and list.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, I'm at the point where okay.
Ooh.
Okay. My screen just went blank. Black. Can y'all see me? Because my whole
Yeah.
computer screen is black.
Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with this picture? Woo! I got. All right, let's quit playing and okay. So
Bree, that's
and
what
I just text
that's
so you want to move on
okay.
to district?
Yes. Well, I have Mecari next. I thought I would leave Vamp and Niknax for last.
I don't do Mecari.
No, Mecari is one of those places. I don't think it's super well known. I want to say Harry Tornado posts on it, and that's actually how I found out about it. Which so I jumped on there and I've actually sold a few things on there. So, and it's one of the items or one of the platforms in my list perfectly that will cross post to. So I'm like, well, I might as well. And that's kind of how I feel about some of these platforms. I might as well. It's not costing me anything to list on there. So you just don't know what people are on and what platforms where they might find your item. So I kind of figured so Mecari is basically the same thing as Poshmart, and I think the vintage is a good category on there, and it will show up like if you just do a Google search, Mecari will show up for items that they have for sale on there, so that's good. I don't really know much about it except for it's an easy platform to list on. So try it. Okay, let's talk about Charish because that's you.
Yeah, that Cat, the nurse flipper.
Charish. That's you.
Okay, Cherish is. I've sold nothing on Cherish. I've been on there about 3 months. It's high end. It's a lot of work and high end on it. It's mainly for designers and production people who are looking for things. We're spending other people's money. So I put in mainly higher end things on there. You jump through their hoops to get accepted, and then you jump through their hoops to list. You have to list. Their listing process is more like eBay, a little more intense. And you send the listing in, and they have to approve of the listing before. It takes about a week for them to approve it, and then they'll let it go live. And you can do designer discounts, or what they call it, professional discounts. Everything on there is higher because they take a lot more. They take 45% when you start, but then when you get up to, I think it was 30 items unlisted, they drop it down to 25%, which is still huge. So you
That's
bump
cool.
your prices up. I haven't sold anything on there yet. I'm going to give it 3 or 4 months, and then we'll see if it's worth it. But what I'm doing is when I'm listing, and Meg and I've talked about this, when I'm listing on eBay, I go ahead and have the other tabs for whatnot and district, and if it warrants being on Cherish open, and I just list them all at the same time.
Yep. You have taught
we'll
me
see.
well.
I know that what I need.
You froze again.
The thing I have most of that I'm going to probably list on Cherish is large artwork in frames, because they have the ability to, you can click on that they will take care of the packaging, and all you have to, and for a fee, like, they have a deal with the UPS stores that you can take print into the UPS store. They will pack it for you and ship it. And so,
Nice.
most of these pieces of art, if you go into an art store or even into Hobby Lobby, are worth enough money to warrant that. So I need to start putting some of those on there, because I have some huge pieces of art. So that's all I know about Cherish right now, is that it's a slow go.
It's slow go. So one thing, I think it was on the Nurse Flipper Tuesday night, she said that you can make drafts on Cherish, and then don't post them until you've got those 30 items, those 20 items. Don't submit them until you've got all your drafts done.
Oh,
And
that's
then
a
so
very
you'll
good
pay that
suggestion,
lower.
because you can make
Yeah.
a draft on there.
Yeah. And then submit them when
Exactly.
you've
That's
got,
a very good idea.
yeah. Maybe I should make that your goal this week, is to get 5 pictures listed on
Draft.
Cherish.
Oh yeah. Like I don't have enough goals. That's a good idea. I'm over the 30 items there, but what they are, or might be more less than 30 items. I don't know. What they will also do is, I have 2 items sitting in, I forget what it's called. I need to make adjustments to them. They are very, very picky about the photos. 2
Oh,
of mine weren't centered enough that they kick back.
okay.
So,
Lovely.
they're very curated, but that's okay. So
If you're going to get a higher money.
I am simply old on that platform. Yes. And the good thing about that is, when you put a number in, they will throw it out, kind of like district, where they show you at the bottom of the listing what you can anticipate to make.
Yeah.
Cherish comes at 2. You put in a number, and then they will subtract the fees and tell you what you'll make. If you don't think that's enough, you can go change
Okay. I like
the
that.
number. Knock off the professionals can take 20% discount, and then that will show you what you'll make. Then you can put in a reserve number, and that will show you what you'll make with all this other stuff that you've got going on. So you can adjust your numbers before you hit go.
So, it's
So
only
we'll
buy it now
see.
in Cherish, right? It's only buy it
Only
now.
buy it now, and there's no to see if people are looking at it. There's no nothing. It just sits there. Oh, and every month you have to renew the items.
And does it cost you anything to do that?
It doesn't automatically go forever like it does on eBay.
Okay.
So it's not
Yeah.
that big a deal. That's the one I am the least interested in getting things listed on right now. The
Yeah.
other three are the more important to me. And actually, depending on how we'll discuss it next, the Niknax lives go, whatnot might fall by the wayside for a while too.
Yeah, once we get live streams going on there. And by the way, we'll talk about it in a minute, but we've both been accepted for streaming live on Niknax and have a live scheduled. So, and actually, so that brings us to the last.
Very excited.
Yeah, well, and I may go live sooner. It's somewhat Emily's schedule too, since it's her phone I'm using. Um, okay, so let's talk about
Yeah, you
district.
do have to have an iPhone.
Yeah, that's probably the
I
biggest
know.
drawback.
Yeah.
Penny
The
sells
biggest
on
drawback is you have to have an iPhone to go live.
Yep, yep. Okay, so Knickknacks. So we're talking about district, and I think the best way to describe district is that district is a mall, and people have purchased stores in the
It's like a
mall.
mini mall. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're selling our items in a person's store, kind of almost like consignment a little bit. Um, the Vamp was started by
Like an
Misty,
antique mall.
like an antique mall. There you go, with lots and lots of stores. Um, yeah, with crap, her last name just went right out my, but it's Thrifter Junker, Vintage Hunter started Vamp, and then Crazy Lamp
Junker.
Lady started Knickknacks. And you're doing both, correct?
Jocelyn. Yeah.
Yes, Jocelyn, but I don't know her last name.
I've been approved for both, but I started out on Vamp, and I would list an item on Vamp, and then when I got accepted on Niknax, I would list a separate different item, and neither one of them had the same items because they are very strict. That is one of the rules. Don't have the same item in marketplaces on district.
Yeah.
And when I got accepted to live Niknax, I was like, I am so confused. How am I going to? And so I moved every item, which is really kind of cool. I moved every item that I had on Vamp buy it now into Niknax buy it now, so I could pick and choose what I wanted to put in the live.
Okay.
But pushing buttons and poking around, I think I can move some stuff back to Vamp and even just move it to Niknax live later. I'm sure. But
that's nice.
I have not sold anything on Vamp, and items I sold The first day I listed items, I sold one item. So I've sold one item on Niknax, and that's all.
And how long have you been on? I think we were on about the same time.
Well, they're so new. What, Vamp? I think I've been on 3 months, 2 months. Right after Bree and Penny got on, I jumped on. And you got accepted for Niknax a couple, 3, 4 weeks before I did, because I wasn't sure I was going to apply. And I got accepted about 2 weeks after I applied, which was fast from what I'm seeing.
Yes, I applied like back in September, I think. And I got applied before I got accepted before I thought I would be accepted. Just the way they were talking.
Yeah. Well, I think both Misty and Jocelyn. Well, Jocelyn has Merriweather, who helps her, and Misty has and Michael working together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think go through every application
one
by one hand.
That's what I understood. Yeah.
Which I love that they're vetting people. They're vetting people.
Yes. And, probably Whatnot started out like that too. They were actually looking at our stuff, but I don't think they are anymore. Too many on there.
I don't think they are anymore.
Yeah.
Bree, are you still here? Because you're selling on Vamp, and I think you've sold several items, haven't you? Or just me and you, Meg?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I know that Penny had sold quite a few on Vamp when she first got on. I don't know. I'm gonna just assume that it's the same as every other platform, and it needs a continual supply of, even if it's 1 or 2 new items, to keep you at the top of the list. I'm just saying that's probably how the newest listing is showing up first.
I know, and I was surprised.
Okay, Bree.
Pleasantly surprised when I went back just a couple times a day. Jocelyn's picks are and blah blah blah. And Meg, yesterday or the day before, I was scrolling, and it showed a couple of your items that you'd put on and a couple of items I had put on.
Oh, nice.
On the main page, which I was like, look at us. We're not on the leaderboard, but look at us.
We'll probably never be on the leaderboard, honestly.
Bree sold 10 items on Vamp. You are doing well, my love. Oh,
yes.
So what I'm afraid of, I told Meg, is that I'm going to go, I watched 2 lives last night on Niknax. I watched Sunny Las Vegas with Bree. I'm sure you know who Sunny is, or even probably personally. And then the Thrifting Twins, which I had to mute. Just because almost 6 months you've been on. Yes. So I was watching their techniques, learned a lot from just watching how things work. You know him. I know. He talks a lot. He loves his hair.
He was very chatty.
Loves his hair. He loves his own hair. Very chatty, almost too chatty for my taste, but I wanted to see how the sale worked. Learned that the auction items don't come off the auction tab, but they do show if something sold by the number bids. But I'm scared to death. It's going to be like a Whatnot sale. There will be 0 people in the room and 0 bids on all the items. So I don't know. It's always scary.
I feel like we're new
not
enough.
Know.
Yeah, she knows everyone. She does.
I know. Tell all your friends to come watch because Meg and I are both, and I might do one before then too, just as a test, Meg, like a 30-minute show or something. But we have our biggest, we have on the 22nd on a Monday at 4 Eastern, and she's at 4
Central.
Central.
No,
and I'd watched both of these last night so that I could see how they rate.
Yeah, because you're going to go on and then you're going to rate into me.
Isn't that what you said scheduled?
Yeah, I scheduled it for right after you.
Even Sunny went, how do I rate? Yeah. Yep. So I'm seeing that most people are doing it 30 items in the auction. So we'll see. It will be
I also found that Niknax was incredibly
just over the hill from you.
Just over the hill.
Yes. Once you get the link to the how to do things, it's easy.
Yeah. When I was doing eBay and then cross posting over to Whatnot and then to Niknax, I had far fewer problems with Niknax than I did with Whatnot. Whatnot kept wanting to not put my photos on. So I constantly had to refresh my page to get the photos to come on, and Niknax was just slick. It went right on there. So, and they also asked fewer questions. Good grief. Yeah, Kathy, have you found it now? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Actually don't search districts because you get
it doesn't come up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very strange, but it does not come up. So
you gotta go to district and then you can go to one of them.
Yeah. It's I'm enjoying posting.
I'm finding Niknax easy. I'm finding Vamp. Yeah, I think Niknax and Vamp are easy to list on, and I'll have to say the onboarding for the live left a lot to be desired, but Sienna put links in the live seller chat that help you figure out how to navigate and do it all. So
I felt like she just wanted you to.
It's all going to work out great.
Yeah. I was there the whole time, even though I don't have an iPhone, but I thought, I'll just go get Emily's phone and we'll figure it out. The whole
time. Yeah. Okay. Are we done?
All right. So that we did them all. It took us a little over an hour, but we did all the platforms that I don't think, are there any more that you list on?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I do eBay first, and then because it's the most, all the garbage you got to put in there, specifics, that's the word. And then I leave it open and I cut and paste from it into the others on the PC, and then all pictures are on the phone. And so I put the pictures on the apps through the phone, on the phone through anyway. Yeah. I've got a system, makes sense to me, might be an easier way, but it's how I do it.
Yeah, so I mentioned this earlier that I just signed up for a list perfectly. It is costing me, I did the Nurse Flipper discount, so it was only $20 the first month, but it's going to be $30 a month, which I hope it's worth it. Now you can cancel it anytime, so if I find it's not worth it, but it sure is nice to not have to put everything in. You still have to go back and tweak a couple of things. Go ahead.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah, I've my whole 2 days of experience. Um, but it's allowed me to get stuff listed to Poshmart and Mecari and Facebook Marketplace really fast. Where I had nothing on those platforms before, or one or two items. So I'm pretty
That's the
happy with it.
problem. Yeah, that's the problem for me is that it doesn't go to Whatnot, Cherish, or District. So I have to
No, it's
do
a
it
lot of
all. And it's
quoting.
okay. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's what I use too, Bree. It just sells similar. Um, and I go back and I tweak some things, and I, and occasionally a problem pops up, like somebody was getting charged £6 for a 2 pound item the other day. But thankfully I caught it before I printed the label.
You have to you have to be careful with the sell similar off another seller that they're in. I just do the same category for everything. I don't do sell similar except to sell similar my stuff I've ended.
Yeah.
I just use the same category for everything I list on eBay, which is vintage decor, or whatever. It just works for everything. Because I think, Meg, you and I talked about this. If you search for something on eBay yourself, I don't search by category. I put the keyword in the search bar, and it doesn't matter what category it's in.
I do a photo search to find it, and then I do sell similar. Yeah. But it's allowed me
Yeah,
to get
I don't do. I
200
use
items
photos.
on in, a month or so, or maybe
Well,
a little
that's a
longer
good
than that,
thing.
but
Yeah, if you find you
yeah.
got what works for you.
Yep. Yeah, and I am also using the AI description now. I will kind of like quickly look through it and make sure it's not stupid. And I've had to go revise a couple things. Um, but I don't know. Why not use it? Who reads the
My
description?
uh, no, not me. I don't do the AI description because I don't think people read it. My description just has and I learned this, I think, from Kat. My description is just the title over again with any condition issues under that, and then measurements written out under that, even though the measurements are probably in the pictures also, because then you have something to fall back on going, look, you dummy, this is what it says. And then
I'm
just thank you for
I'm
shopping
trying to
Simply
improve.
Old Stuff, please, blah, 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 blah. I don't think people read it. They don't even look at all the pictures.
No. No, and I don't. I bought one of my holiday fair banks because I somebody sent me an offer. And I didn't even look at anything. I'm like, oh yeah, that was on my watch list, and I hit sold. So yeah, we're probably
Yep.
just as bad as everybody else. But
Yep. So I'm thinking it's the better on some of these. Now, Cherish, you need all. I will on eBay if I'm going to move something from eBay and cross list it on Cherish. I will hit we'll go in and to revise an item and on the AI, and then we'll copy the AI to put a description on Cherish because it's so wordy and it's a good thing, and designers like that kind of garbage. And
you
then
might as well use
original
it.
description, just use the AI just use the AI that eBay came up with for Cherish. And I was doing that for District also until I watched. Actually, Jocelyn did a demo on more videos of how to do a listing on your phone for Niknax, and her
Mhm.
descriptions were not. They were just condition and measurements. Yeah. I thought
That's
if
what
it's
she's
good enough for
putting.
her, it's good enough for me.
She's in charge. We'll
She's
follow
the
her lead
boss.
on that one.
She's the goat.
Yes.
I know.
And another one, maybe kind of last point I want to say is that with all of these platforms that are available, and yes, there are more than what you and I talked about, is that it's kind of, and I think we've seen this personally in our own reselling journey, that we're constantly shifting and adapting to the new platforms. It's almost a game that we play. A friend this morning said it's kind of like a river and you're going downstream. And I'm sorry, there's so many silly analogies here, but you're gonna have to adapt to the current, and kind of embrace what's coming, what whether we like it or not. So some of these platforms are going to be better. Some of them are
That's
going to
right.
be not good fits. So, and I don't know that we actually gave much good advice. Who knows? We talked about our personal
nobody's
experience.
for advice, so we just talked to. Yep. Yeah. Good
Any last
start.
words?
Good show.
Thanks.
I love seeing your pretty little face. We
With
need to get all the admin on one, and then we could, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we should.
Mine
do that.
don't wiggle like that. There we go.
Sliding back off my head.
You're gonna knock yourself out of the chair.
Hit myself in the eye. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for being here with me today. Not that we're not going to talk more later today, but thanks for being here, and thank you for joining us, the people watching. Thank you, Bree, for the hand clapping. Take a bow. Yeah, and I think every Thursday, yeah, we'll find something else to talk about.
Next week, something else, and maybe some surprise guests.
Yeah, surprise guests, because we don't know.
Kylie can get up early.
Yeah, and
surprise
I don't even know what we're talking about.
To us. Hey, that's a good question. Can you add somebody on the fly?
Yeah, I think as long as they have.
Did you add Bree right now?
Yeah, we could, in theory.
If she has a camera up.
In theory. Yep. There's an invite button, and I think I just would send a person an invite, like I sent you an invite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
See what
right.
we're gonna
and
learn?
I have none of that control, so you. Yeah.
Okay.
I have none of those buttons, so don't.
Oh, probably the person setting it up does. Okay, I'm going to end the stream before either one of us says something we regret. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Love all y'all. Bye.
Bye.
I'll do the queen. I'll do the queen wave.
The queen's
wave. Bye. The queen wave. Bye, y'all.
Bye.